All right, hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out as always. It's been a little while since we've had a proper video on the channel. I've been jumping on stream here and there, but it's been a busy end of summer. So we're back and I want to take a look at the current iteration of my Blitz list for Vynnset, of course. So we're going to take a look at this Blitz list that I have ahead of Skirmish here. So we're heading into Skirmish Season 9 in just a couple short weeks. And so I wanted to revisit Vynnset here in Blitz, see where we're at, get some reps in. There's several reasons why you might want to bring Vynnset to Skirmish. A, she's quite fun. B, I think she's pretty powerful and she can get there in Blitz for sure. So that's what we're doing here. We're testing her out, seeing how she stacks up against some of the meta. My most recent stream was doing the same thing, so we've done a little bit of testing so far. And this is the list that we kind of landed on after that initial testing session. So we might revisit the list after this video as well. So we're going to jump on Talishar in a minute. But here's sort of the default loadout: Chrono Providence, Dyadic Carapace as that extra 3 life essentially. I'm going to go over it quickly, by the way. I think we've talked about the list quite a bit. Flail of Agony, Bloodied Oval for an extra 1 life here. Spellbound Creepers because of the shenanigans that it can achieve. And Vexing Quillhand here as a default arm piece. I think in Blitz, essentially how I look at the 2 arm pieces, the other one is in the sideboard, by the way, Grasp of the Arcanite. Grasp of the Arcanite, very, very good early game to help filter, especially if you're going first. You get to pitch to it, make your rune chant on turn 0, just do some setup. Vexing Quillhand becomes very, very impactful late game, especially to swing tempo, or, if you're kind of stuck and in Blitz, you can't really afford to take a turn off. You're not really coming back from that. So, if things are a little more awkward, you weren't able to float rune chants to the next turn. This is sort of a break in case of emergency thing. So in Blitz, generally, I think Vexing Quillhand is more impactful because we pretty much start at endgame. But could be some different philosophies there, so keep that in mind. The deck is pretty standard. I'll let you kind of take a look on your own here, and I'll post the deck list, of course, in the description of the video. But yeah, pretty standard loadout here, especially in the main board. I have a 36 card main board. Got to play all the Deathly Whales, of course. And we have a 10 card inventory, so we're going to bring in 4 cards depending on the matchup. Reduce to Rune Chant is a great defense piece. This is our only defense reaction. You could play Sink Below here as well if you really want to favor those D-reacts. Totally fine. But I'm running 2 Reduce to Rune Chants, 2 Lunging Press. I convinced myself to go up to 2, and we're going to test it for today because, you can really catch your opponents off guard if they're blocking a Movsky's attack Xaxes. Push that over and keep going. I'm tending to favor these more like aggro blue pieces. So Shadow Averser, 1 of in the sideboard. Sometimes it can be impactful and allow us to extend that chain. Or I have Vexing Malice here as a 1 of in the sideboard as well. This is one I haven't tested in Vynnset, but it came up in discussion during the last stream. So I'm going to test it out. Could be enough to push that, another piece to push that 1 last arcane damage over, since most of the heroes we're up against are running AB1. So I can't really deal with 2 arcane damage. Testing Aether Ironweave, I think Blitz is a little bit too short of a format right now for Tunic. So Aether Ironweave if we want some access to extra resources. Another blue piece that you could think about is Spellblade Assault, which I did have in the list until very, very recently. I convinced myself, since it's a bit of a slower setup piece, to try the Lunging Press and Shadow Averser instead, but the blues are very flexible in this list. So keep that in mind. Dance of Darkness, because I think we are going to encounter some blazes, so having that extra prevention is very good, along with Ebon Fold at Spell Void 2, and then Grasp, which we've already discussed. So the questions I'm sort of like keeping in back of mind going into this testing session is, how many blues do we need? What is the volume of blues that we need? We have 6 in the main board, I believe, yes, and we have access to 4 more, so 10 total in the list. Do we need 10? I'm actually kind of interested in testing a red line list. for Blitz to see how that feels in the current meta. But for now, this is my comfort zone in terms of sort of like a mid-range build for Vynnset. So we're going to jump on Talishar and see what we can find in terms of games and see how the list feels overall. So keeping those questions in mind. How impactful are the blues? How many blues we want to run? Are we often playing things out from hand, paying for them the regular way? Or are we just rune gating things in? Obviously, I can't really tell what the red line list is going to feel like until we, give it a go. So we're not really going to be able to answer those questions right away. But we got a Blaze. Interesting. Okay, I think we want to go first because they can't really play on our turn unless they have setup, right? Dyadic. Let's try Dance for the first time. Ebb Fold. So we are running AB3 until we break Vexing, and then we're just going to side in our blues, which is why we went to a higher volume of blues to try and make this matchup a little bit better, because it is pretty challenging. So, I think we just go setup, right? This hand is too good for setup. So I think we're just going to set up, banish Eloquent Eulogy, play out, read the runes, end on 4 chance, and arsenal this Mauve Skies. See what Blaze can do on turn 0. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this matchup, so we'll just go ahead and pass and see if they want to respond to that. We'll arsenal pass. Great. So we haven't drawn into any blues yet, which is a little concerning, but we have some great setup here. I don't really need this bounding at this point. They rewound. I think there might have been something they wanted to do on their turn, so we're going to do the same thing we did. Banish Eloquent Eulogy, play out, read the runes, pass, arsenal. Maybe they were expecting us to do something different, or something else. So play Cindering Foresight to do stuff, opt 2, which, it gives them some setup, so that makes sense. Start to get those Blaze counters going, or whatever they're called. Okay, so again, try to arsenal this Mauve Skies, pass, see what they get to do on their turn. Activating Blaze. So removing a counter. Let's read it out. Once per turn, remove X energy counters, banish an unwizard card, and they can play it, right? Play it this turn as though it were an instant, so it allows them to play this Aether Arc out, dealing 1 arcane to us. What does Aether Arc do if it hits? Create a ponder token for each hero dealt damage this way. So we don't really need this bounding. I'm kind of tempted to just stuff this. Is that dumb? We don't need the bounding. I'm going to prevent it. Why not? Why not? Don't want to give them value here. I think they're going to have a fairly lackluster turn. Unless I'm missing something. We are going to go shields down next turn, which is a little concerning, but we're going to be able to go too wide. Present quite a bit of damage. Aether Spindle here. They're going to take advantage of the fact that we don't have a significant amount of blue. So they're going to get to opt a bunch and put a bunch of counters on Blaze, which is not super cool. They just essentially get to see their next hand, right? Well, we're going to take it. How does Dance work? If your hero would be dealt damage, you may banish this to prevent 2 of that damage and then Blood Debt. So why didn't it give us the option to do that? Do we have to activate it ourselves, I guess. Okay. Okay, we're going to banish this. Let's see how this goes. We're going to play Mauve Skies. Now the question is, if I play Envelop now, it would present an extra rune chant, right? Or, I mean the Envelop. I think we do want to play the Envelop now. It also makes for an interesting block. So I think we're going to play it out now. Vynnset trigger, we will take it, and then we'll just close the chain. So it's the difference of like 1 chant, but then, okay, they're going to do some stuff. Cindering Foresight. Like, I think we're able to present lethal here, unless I'm wrong. 8, 13. Yeah, we're definitely able to present lethal. So they can't overextend here at the beginning of their turn. I guess Cindering Foresight from Arsenal is probably just a no-brainer. But they're going to activate Blaze right away, which is interesting. Let's see how far they extend themselves. So this Scalding is 6 damage or 7 damage with Metacarpus. Is this the one that we stuff with our Ebonfold, I wonder? They're going to Waning Moon us. Are they just going shields down? Because I think we just win, right? Unless they can kill us. We'll just take that. So I'm interested to see how Dance of Darkness will work here. Emeritus is 8. We're going to choose to prevent 0. We're going to break Spell Void. And I'd like to break Dance of Darkness, but I don't understand how Dance works, apparently. If your hero would be dealt damage, it would have been. You may banish this to prevent 2 of that damage. So why is it not presenting this as an option, I'm wondering? I don't know. I'm not used to playing with Dance of Darkness, so please let me know what I'm doing wrong. I will take the damage to Vynnset, please. So, yeah, this might come into play because I'll need Dance of Darkness to save us, probably. So this is for 5 and 8, which is like nearly lethal on its own. Plus, they're going to have to let Mob Skies hit. Unless they can just, like, kill us. Because they have Stormstriders, so they could just Stormstriders us, right? We might just be dead. I don't know. Because if they Stormstriders, like, whatever it's called. Well, they're going to have to do it right away. So I'm going to break the chain. And then present Eloquent Eulogy for 5 and 4. Which is very much lethal. So are they going to Stormstriders in a... whatever it's called. Not Blazing. Is it Blazing? No. The one that just deals damage equal to the damage already dealt. Because they've dealt quite a bit of damage. I wish I would have been able to prevent more with Dance. But again, I'm missing something there, I think. What is this? What is this little ticker? So they can prevent 2. I don't really know what the game plan is here. Maybe they didn't really read our turn correctly, or they didn't think we were going to be able to present lethal. I don't know. So here is where they need to activate Stormstriders. But they're not. They're paying for AB and moving to death phase, I guess. It's for 4. Unless they have a D-react? I don't know. No. I think they're just dead. Good game. Okay, interesting. I don't know. I think maybe they're like figuring out the lines for Blaze 2, or maybe they didn't quite read our game plan correctly. But either way, let's queue up another one and see. I gotta figure out how Dance. While this is in your banishment. Oh no, okay. If your hero would be dealt damage, you may banish this. So it should give us the option, right? It should trigger when we are about to be dealt damage. So why it is not triggering, I don't know. So maybe it's that little tick mark at the bottom. Talishar, why? Another Blaze, let's do it. If anything, this will just be how to lose to Blaze, maybe, or figuring out Blaze. Let's do the same stuff we did, because it sort of worked out for us. Blues, 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 submit. All right, not as impactful of a setup turn. Do we just throw damage at face, I wonder? So we can, or no, I think we just set up. We're gonna play out Bounding. We're gonna play out Funeral Moon. We don't need to take any damage. So we're just gonna set up 2 chance, make 2 chance, sit on Bounding, which is easy enough to get out, especially with this Mob Skies. I don't know if I sit on the Mob Skies or the Beseech. Probably the Mob Skies, since it's more important to as a combo piece for Bounding, although Beseech works too. Let's sit on the bounding, actually, after some further thought, because I didn't know if I was going to draw in some blues, which we did. So we can protect ourselves with his grit, which is great. This is actually an amazing start. Aether Dart. Deal 1 arcane, plus the 1 from, I guess, so, I don't know. We'll start to prevent some arcane. We obviously don't need Spell Void. I'm going to tick this box and see if that makes the difference for dance. Waning Moon. Waning Moon. 2. Yes, I would like to prevent the 2, please. We don't even need to pitch anymore. This is beautiful start. Beautiful start. We've only dealt damage to ourselves. We are winning. Deathly Whale. Do we beseech the whale? No, I think we'll just keep the beseech a secret. In case they want to overextend themselves. However, no, we're going to do it now because that gives me the opportunity to float rune chants. Let's do that. So we'll do it now. We are going to pay because we want extra rune chant gen on the whale. We're going to target... We could target the bounding. Let's target the bounding. Why not? Spread the damage a little around. Although I probably should have targeted the whale because it just makes it more awkward to block with the mobs, guys. That's okay. We're spreading the damage around. I could open with bounding for 7. Open with bounding for 7. It makes it for a harder block, but then no, because I can't. I need the chance, obviously. So we're going to go whale. Sorry, not a very well thought out line here, but it'll work out either way. 6, if I targeted this with Beseech, it's 9, so it doesn't make it that much more awkward to block. They would just give us hand to prevent the mob on hit. Here they'll still have to give us 2, and we'll follow it up with 7. I think it's still pretty good. So yeah, it would just be the difference of how they distribute their blocks, I think. It would guarantee them us pulling all of the cards from hand, I guess. But I don't know, either way it's fine. It still presents the same amount of damage, just distributed differently. They're going to take 4. We're going to float 2 chance to the next turn. We are not going to Arsenal this card because we want to hold on to the blue. I do want to skip Arsenal. Didn't need to hold on to the blue in hindsight, but that's okay. I would like to see the Lunging Press while we had a Mob Skies in hand, but we're going to banish this Deathly Delight. We're going to play out the Envelop, probably. I wouldn't mind sitting on this Lunging Press. We'll play out the Envelop. Pitching the Deathly Whale. Vynnset trigger we take because it's free. Because we'll gain it back, right? So they're going to play out Cindering Foresight. Deal 1 arcane more, opt 2, which gives Blaze some counters. They're going to Talismanic Lens to opt some more, make more Blaze counters. They're going to activate Blaze, take all the counters off? Sure. Why do you need to take all of them off? Remove X energy counters. So they only need to take remove 2, right? I don't know. I don't know how Blaze works. I won't pretend. So they're going to Metacarpus this Emeritus Scalding. I'm wondering about Dance of Darkness. This is the first time they've given us opportunity to respond to it. So 7. So I don't think it's worth keeping this Lunging Press, so I'm going to prevent all 3. We're not going to Spell Void. Dance of Darkness broke. So just by activating it, did it prevent it there? Yeah, we prevented 5. So you just need to tick it, whatever. I mean, that's unfortunate. I wasn't planning on activating it there, but it's still kind of okay. We pay... No, we don't pay because we've already taken damage. So we're just going to gain 2 anyways from the Deathly Delight. So it's for 9. They'll go to 3 unless they want to block some stuff. They'll probably go to 4 because they need to. They're going to AB 1 at least. So you just need to tick what I've learned. Thank you, Talishar. When you tick the thing, Dance of Darkness will automatically prevent the next 2. It's a bit awkward, but so they're just going to pitch to all of the rune chants and take 5. 6. Why does it say? Oh, Envelop in Darkness. Sorry. Yes. I know what I'm doing. Gain 2 to 18. We'll lose 1 to Blood Debt due to Dance of Darkness. which is a little concerning, but not really. I don't think that's what's going to kill us. On this next turn, we can play some things and stuff. We're going to banish Bounding. We're going to play Mauve Skies. We'll play Bounding for 4 go again on hit 3 chance with 1 chant at the front end. Blaze does not have any counters anymore. I don't think they managed them correctly. Question mark. We will be able to follow this up with Vexing potentially. I don't know if we want to though. Do we keep Vexing? I think we just play out the read and then we sit on Vexing for when it's like actually impactful. So I'll make a bunch of chants and pass. And I think we do want to arsenal this even though it is a blue because we are goated and we'll just draw into more blues. They're going to opt a bunch, so set up for them. It's funny, Blaze reminds me of, well, I mean, not really, but the setup component of Blaze reminds me of Vynnset a little bit. Sometimes you just need to set up, right? Put a card on top of deck. So they're going to opt a bunch, make some counters, play Kindle and Waning Moon? No, they're going to opt some more. Not sure what Kindle does here. Oh, if you have no cards in hand, draw a card. So it's like a filter thing, maybe? Interesting. Interesting. Now they've made a bunch of counters. Are they just going to pass? We're going to threaten their arsenal here, which is quite nice. We're going to banish a Widespread Destruction. I feel like it's just over, but I might be wrong. I will take the damage. But we have to make sure that we play out the Vexing before we close the chain. I just want to guarantee that we hit their arsenal or just like force them to go off here. So we will pay. We might as well. And then we're going to play out Widespread Destruction for 4, 1 Unpreventable, and 7 threatening their arsenal. So I think they just have to try to kill us here. Excuse me. So they go to 1. What are they going to do with the 7? Are they just going to try and kill us? I think they have to. Little do they know, we're going to prevent, we can prevent up to 5 a Arcane. Centering Foresight. Okay, so doing stuff, amplifying a Arcane, activating Blaze. So they're going to try here. At 15, I don't know if they can quite get there, but we'll see. Finding the Aether Spindle. Opt. I don't know if we care about the opt at this point. They're going to be coming in for 5. I think we just prevent it all. Kindle. They're coming in for 6, so we can't prevent it all anymore. They draw. What else? What else? So this is the one thing about like going redline that I'm second guessing. You know, if you go redline, obviously the Blaze matchup is going to be quite difficult. So we're going to pitch 3 to AB. We're going to break Spell Void because this is the last turn anyways. I don't know if it matters which one we target. So we're going to hit us for 1. We're still presenting 6. They're going to Storm Striders. They're going to play Emeritus. Metacarpus. They have 1 float, which is... Oh, they have 2 floats. They can Moon. Moon. Will AB 2 of the Moon? And then they'll Metacarpus for not enough, right? Right. That's fine. So we go to 7, and we are still presenting 7 to them, which they die to. So I like this build for Blaze. It feels quite good. Good game. So, and I think I'm going to have a few Blazes at my Skirmish. So if Blaze is of concern to you, this deck feels pretty good. Okay, let's see how it stacks up against Dorinthia, which is a fairly difficult matchup for us. I think we want to go standard loadout. I like Quillhand? Question mark. They're going first. We'll play these. We'll go like this, I think. Wow, they really wanted to get the game going here. Good luck, have fun. Okay. They are going first. So what are they going to do? They're going to present a Dawn Blade. Dawn Blade Resplendent. There's a very resplendent Dawn Blade they have there. Iron Song Versus, what does this do? I'm going to have to reread everything. Your next sword attack, when it hits, create a courage. Excellent. Give me that hit and run. Dawn Blade Resplendent. Do we just give them a bunch of stuff? I don't know if I want this Deathly Wail or this Annihilation in my opening hand. Go 4 over. Sure. Let's go 4 over. That should be enough. Great. So our setup turn is just going to be setting up a widespread. I'm just like kind of peeking down in the corner of the screen. Okay. Bounding's also... I could Bounding and just present the Ruin from hand. I kind of like that. Let's go Mobsky's Ruin from hand. So resources can be helpful sometimes. So we're putting some pressure here on our first turn. With the Mobsky's, it threatens probably too much to ignore. So they'll probably have to give us 2 cards from hand, which I think is cool. I don't know, I'm always uncomfortable against Dori. I don't really know. I haven't played against new Dori in a while, so maybe they have some new pieces that make them scarier. I don't know. So they're giving us some equipment already. What does this do again? Destroy it. So they're not going to be able to do that. Oh, it's battle worn, so they will still be able to do it. Okay. Do they have a 2 block? No, they're just going to give us 3. They're going to give us all their equipment. I'll take it. I will take it. So they don't want to give us any cards from hand, so I think we follow this up with Flail. Or Bounding. Do we want to keep... I don't mind keeping Bounding in Arsenal. I might just swing Flail here, because if it hits, they don't want to give us any cards from hand. They've already very much told us that. So if it hits, we get to float a Rune Chant over to the next turn. Hopefully have an impactful turn next turn. We'll see. Otherwise, it's just 4 vanilla damage. I don't mind taking a Blood Debt to try and set up for like a scarier turn. Is my thinking here? I don't know. I don't know what's correct. Okay. Let me know if you guys would rather see this format as a stream, by the way. I have been streaming a little bit more, but just decided to put out a video because I haven't put a video out. And I think it's a little more long-lived, maybe easier, different for people to find. So let me know if this, you know, you'd... I mean, obviously, I'm still going to jump on stream either way, but if you prefer this format as a video or a stream. Okay, next Dawn Blade attack gains Go again. Whenever it hits, put a 1/1/1/1 counter. Put a +1 counter on it. Cool. Cool. Swing Dawn Blade. So that's the thing about the new Doranthia that I don't really know. So they always get to swing twice with it. Doesn't matter if it hits or not. And the Go again's kind of redundant, right? What does it read? The first time, Dawn Blade gains Go again. Okay, so you still need to give it Go again. So Steel Blade, or whatever this is called, Glistening Steel Blade gave it Go again, which allows you to swing twice. They're just pre-pumping it. So they're going to give it +1 and +1 Dominate. So we're going to give them some equipment here probably. But they're going to be able to swing a second time either way. So I don't know why. I'm going to reload in case something's stuck, but I don't know what's taking so long for the resolve. Okay. For Dominate, we don't want it to gain a counter. So we are going to block this. I think we're just going to give them... So I didn't even really look at our hand. So we're going to banish Phantom Wraith. There is some Creeper potential here. We have a Deathly Wail? Oh, we hit it off top. I'm not paying attention. We could... No, that's not really the play, I don't think. Well, interesting. Sorry, just trying to figure out my turn here. I think we can give Bounding. This is never going to get banished. It's not really going to be impactful. They still have one, so, like, I can't really overcommit here. I'm going to crown, and we're going to crown away. Like, should I have blocked, should I overblock here is the question. Probably, because they're going to pump this, right? They're going to pump it to 7. I don't know if I overblock like that, though. Nope, they're not going to pump it. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better about our decisions. This is 7, dominate. It's probably going to hit. So, do we give them to the destruction? Do we give them to the destruction? I think we do. We'll just give them that. We'll take 4. They'll get a counter. They'll get 2 counters. No, until end of turn. They'll get a... This stays. Whenever it hits, put a +1 counter on it. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So they can give it go again, but there's no reason to, right? Okay. So they get a counter on their Dawnblade, which is fine. We banish this. I forgot that we needed resources for Envelop in Darkness. That's awkward. Yeah, I don't know what I had in mind here. I was thinking about creepersing in the Envelop in Darkness, but obviously we need resources, so I don't really know. There was a breakdown in my thinking here. But that's okay. We will set up for our next turn. So we're just going to present Phantom Wraith here, which is just 8 vanilla damage. It's probably not enough to put pressure, so I kind of did mess up. I probably should have just held back the Widespread Destruction, because the idea was I could have break Vexing, play Whale, Creepers in the Envelop. I would need a yellow for that, obviously, so the Widespread Destruction that we blocked with, which would allow me to close the chain and come up with Phantom Wraith. So it would have been a far more impactful turn. It would have presented an extra... Well, I don't know, but we get to set up for that type of thing for next turn. We will take 2 Blood Debt, though, but they are giving us cards from hand, so that makes me feel a little more comfortable. So a little bit of a misplay there for sure. So do as I say, not as I do. We are not perfect by any stretch. Okay, let's see. So we're going to pass. We're going to banish. We're going to Arsenal this Envelop. And we're going to look at some pretty cool cards. So next turn we can kind of do the same thing. I'll hold this Whale back for resources. We can double Deathly, right? We can double Deathly on the next turn. Oh, there's also Eloquent Eulogy shenanigans. Interesting. Do we just take a bunch of damage here? They have 1 float, 1 in Arsenal. Do we just take this? I don't know, let's just prevent some damage, I think. It's the thing about, like, new Dori, I don't know, like, if I need to be respecting. Right now they have Courage, but they're going to be able to swing again. Second time they swing, they get a counter. They have no float. It's going to come in for 4. Okay. So we have a couple options next turn. Like, I could just give them these. Is there might be a sneaky Eloquent Eulogy line that I'm not seeing, though. I kind of want to keep everything just to see the potential of this hand. Is that crazy? I mean, no, because I can give this Whale. It's kind of redundant. Let's give the Whale. I can't give them Creepers, so it is still going to hit. But Whale is not really doing much in this hand, I don't think. I mean, there was a potential line where we just double Whale, but I kind of want to empty... I'm pretty sure I can empty my Banish with the Eulogy line. But we're going to find out. We are going to find out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can, which is pretty cool. It's a good line and allows us to prevent some damage here. So they are thinking. Okay. That's cool. I don't know what they have in Arsenal. Okay, Banish Eloquent Eulogy. We will break Quill Hand. Break Quill Hand. Start with the Deathly Whale. So 2 and 4. They're not going to suspect much here, I don't think. But after this, we're going to Creepers in the Envelop in Darkness. And play out the Eloquent Eulogy. Yeah, this is this is an interesting line. It's hard to see these lines. Sometimes I just know there's something there, but I don't like have the fully fledged line laid out in my head. But essentially, when you have Eloquent Eulogy and Funeral Moon, you just think about that as an extra action point. And then we already had an extra action point lined up with our Creepers play with Envelop in Darkness. This is just how my brain conceptualizes this line. But some people are a lot better at sort of like forward planning their line. I'm not that type of person. So we're going to take 1. That's fine. We're going to activate Creepers, pitching Deathly Wail, letting it resolve, playing out Darkness, paying so that we can get the extra rune chant. Then we break the chain. Do we break the chain? We don't really need to break the chain. It doesn't matter. Let's play the Eloquent Eulogy out first. For no reason. It's for 1 and 5. It gets the buff from Envelop in Darkness. Then we're going to break the chain. Which will make us 2 chants. And an Eloquence that we can utilize for Funeral Moon. So we got 3 action points without any go again, which is fun. Super fun. Super duper fun. Now I'm just talking nonsense as we wait for our opponent to make some decisions. It's probably the last game we play. We'll see if we can go 3-0 tonight. That would be cool. A little mini armory. But again, a little prep for Skirmish, seeing how the deck feels. You guys let me know what you plan on bringing to Skirmish, by the way, as we fill the dead air here. Are you bringing Vynnset? Are you excited? Do you think she's busted? Do you think she's well positioned in the current meta? Claim Victor, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we can enable chat. That's fine. That's fine. True Warrior. It's trying to figure out what we're doing, I think, probably. Where did you get the extra action point? Creepers. Maybe? Is that what they are wondering? We'll say, yo. How did you play usually without go again from Deathly Wail? Creepers. Plus, Envelop. Envelop. Restores. Action point. Don't know why it sent that twice. I mean, I don't blame them. Vynnset is shenanigans, and Creepers is shenanigans. All right. I would like to get back to the game, though. I promise this is legal. I think we broke our opponent's brain a little bit with Creepers, which is fair. You know, Talashar's good for people learning the game. I'm not accusing our opponent of learning the game. It's just, you know, Creepers is not a card that you encounter all the time. This next play might break their brain further. We'll see. Because we're going to be making 2 rune chants and an eloquence once this attack resolves. And then we're going to be able to play your Funeral Moon at instant speed, which is going to do the same thing that Creepers did and restore our action point once again. So we can follow it up with a 2 and 4. So they're blocking out. I love that they're giving us cards from hand. Especially, I love seeing Blade Flurry here on the chain. So we're going to break the chain. Then we're going to play Funeral Moon. We're not going to pay. Then we're going to play Bounding Demagon for 3 and 4. And we're going to see if if there are some questions here. There probably will be. But I think they're just trusting the process. All right, so they're giving us their hand. They went to 8. So We don't have the one downside of that turn is we weren't able to float any rune chants over. So they're just going to pass. Does Dawnblade just keep this counter forever? That's pretty good. So I think we banish the, as weird as it is, because we want to keep pressure on, I think we banish the reduce to rune chant, and then we play the Deathly Delight out from hand. This must be I think this is the line. So Mauve Skies, Delight. This is why I like having access to resources, so we can like bail ourselves out when we don't have floating rune chants, because it is quite hard to get that engine going again, especially without Quill Hand. So we're just going to try and keep pressure on and poke those rune chants through, since they don't have any AB. We'll see. So we'll keep stripping cards from hand. They really can't go low when they're not running AB. So this will probably require at least one card from hand and Courage, or 2 cards from hand, I'll have to assume. If they take 2 go to 5 is not the end of the world, but I mean, then they're giving us the on hit of Mauve, which if they block this out, I'm definitely following it up with Flail. If they don't, I might be tempted to float those rune chants to the next turn. So we'll see. If they give us Courage, though, and still let it hit, then maybe I do give them Flail, or Swing Flail. So blocking 3, they have to remember Mauve here. On hit, 2 chants from Mauve. I don't know. I guess they're aware. So we'll let it resolve. They might have a scary turn. I'm tempted to float these chants over, because if we present Flail, they can just give us Courage, right? Yeah. So I'm just going to pass. We'll gain a life to 10. They'll go to 5. We have 2 chants. Next turn, we get the payoff right away. I love Shadow Puppetry Deathly Whale, but Mauve they haven't been respecting, so Mauve is also quite good here. Either way, we're banishing this Deathly Whale. We can go Mauve, Deathly, hope they block out Xaxes and go Lunging Press. Or we can go both. See what we can get away with here. I'm happy to just, well, we still have Creepers. I don't know if Creepers is actually going to come in. I think we're just going to like take this. They have 1 float, 1 in hand, so they could buff. But they would need this resource to swing Dawnblade again, right? Oh, I didn't realize this was a Steel Blade thing. But I could have blocked 3, yeah. This should have maybe been a block. I might be just getting a little greedy. I should have blocked that, yeah. I realize that now, because I don't need everything. I got a little too greedy here. Because they're presenting 5 here. They could buff it to 8. They could buff it to 8 pretty easily, I think. And if they do so, we die. So, like, how greedy do we want to get is the question. I need to be able to swing Flail. So if this goes to 8, yeah, I got to give them... I'm going to give them Shadow Puppetry as much as I want to play it. And I'm going to give them these 2 cards. I should have blocked the previous one out, because this would come in for 4 instead. It wouldn't get the counter. But this should still give us enough of a life buffer. I'm going to trust that the Mauve Sky is going to hit and kind of win us the game, but we'll see. We will see. This is an interesting game nonetheless. Very interesting game. I'm always uncomfortable against Warrior. It's a tough matchup. It's mostly because I don't know how to play into Warrior. I'll be honest with you. Iron Song response, +3. So they did buff it to 8. We'll take 4 to 3, unless they have further pumps. Another +3. So they'll buff it to 11, which is bad for us. Yeah, that's lethal. GG's. So they were just sitting on those reactions, which is good. What's the word I'm looking for? Restraint. They showed great restraint. GG's. We had it on the next turn, I think. I got a little greedy there, because I would have pushed them down to 2. Yeah, we got a little too greedy there. I also misblocked, so I wonder if the misblock, I think it would have made the difference. They wouldn't have had lethal on us, but live and learn. Still very fun game. There was very much an out there for us. We just didn't quite play it correctly, which is fine. Anyways, I hope you guys gleaned something from this video. I feel like the deck is pretty nice. Again, blues are very flexible. I think I did convince myself that redline might not be the way in this meta, especially with the prevalence of Blaze in Talishar. But if that's not a hero you're worried about, then redline could be really interesting depending on your local meta. Could be something to test out. I do plan on jumping on a redline list for CC, see how it feels, because I haven't really tested redline out yet. But let me know what you think about this iteration of the list. If you would make any changes, you know, what you're considering in terms of events that list for Blitz. Be sure to join the Discord, by the way. Lots of great discussion there lately. Description of the video, you'll find the link. But yeah, everybody who's in there has been really open about sharing their deck list. So we've been discussing changes and what they're kind of thinking and where to go in terms of the blues and all this kind of stuff. So anyways, I'll end it there. We'll chat real soon. I hope you guys are doing well. Cheers for now.